you can clearly see that we have been making money in my inner circle. I'm not just talking about one good trade or two good trades. I'm talking about week over week over week, consistently again and again and again. And you can see, well, not every single trade is big, juicy gain. But the point is, because we're making successful trades, the money's adding up again and again and again. And some of these trades are nice, big, juicy profit trades. But I see something happening in the crypto market right now. And because we're currently in Bitcoin season, meaning Bitcoin is controlling the crypto market, a lot of people that miss this are either gonna lose a lot of money, and the ones that do see it are gonna be able to continue to get the crypto wallet bigger, fatter. And I'm gonna show you what I see so that you can implement correctly so that you can continue to get your crypto wallet bigger, fatter, and juicy. In the 2017 bull run, we saw Mama Bitcoin skyrocket all the way up to the $19,000 price range. And then it ended up crashing all the way down toward that $3,000 price range. And then up and away, we saw her go all the way up to that $67,000 price range. And then do a crazy crash where it crashed down around 85% all the way towards that $15,000 price range. And then up and away once again toward that $126,000 price range. So Bitcoin's first cycle, we saw Bitcoin drop down around 93%, which is crazy. And then its second cycle, we saw it crash down around 85%, which is insane. And then within the recent cycle, we saw BTC crash down about 76%. And a lot of people are expecting Mama Bitcoin to potentially crash all the way down towards this $30,000 price range, but that's not what I see. And this is how I'm setting myself up to make as much profit as possible. And it's also what I'm telling those who are in my inner circle. Because Mama Bitcoin went down in the month of October almost 4% and then got obliterated in the month of November, going down almost 20%. And then in December, it went down almost 3%. We can see January, it got crushed, going down almost 11%. February got crushed again, going down almost 50%. And in the month of March, it finally did some type of move toward the upside because prices cannot continue to go down forever continuously because buyers will step in and we're going to see some type of bounce toward the upside. And now we recently just hit the month of April, and now we're not really down that much. As you can see, we're only down 1.59%. So while everyone is waiting and expecting price to continue to go lower in April and in May and in June and in July and in August, and everyone is waiting for October to finally hit to start really accumulating the crypto. And I think a lot of people are going to leave a lot of money on the table because they're just going to be waiting for prices to hit a certain range until they start buying back in for prices to run towards the upside. Because my approach that allowed me to make a lot more money in crypto is I rather chase the dip than chase the pump. Because I think that Mama Coin potentially has one more big move toward the downside, potentially even two big moves toward the downside before we really start seeing prices potentially reverse and up and away and start pumping toward the upside. And the reason why I say that is because every single cycle, coin crashes less and less. And when I say less and less, I'm not just talking about price, which is 100% accurate, because every single time Bitcoin crashes, it never goes back to the previous price that it once went back to. But I'm also talking about percentage, because the percentages in which Mama Coin goes down gets less and less and less before it starts reversing and start moving towards the upside. And the last cycle, we saw it go down about 76%. And the cycle before that, it was around 85%. And the cycle before that was around 93%, meaning this cycle is going to be even less. I'm not going to try to time the bottom. Oh, on this month, on this day, at this time is when the bottom is going to be, and then everything's going to skyrocket and pop. But I am going to look at key indicators, key factors that are giving me an idea of, hey, we are close to the bottom. This is a really good time to potentially look at some of these key crypto projects that you are looking to accumulate to start buying them now or start buying aggressively. And one of those is a lot of people are struggling in crypto right now and they're not able to make consistent profit. But look at this. This is my inner circle and we're able to make profit in the crypto market right now on a weekly basis. This is not a fluke. This is consistent profit, and it's because we have good strategies, we have good techniques, and we've been able to implement them. And hence why I always say it doesn't matter if crypto moves up or if crypto moves down. If you know what to look for, if you know what you're doing, if you're in a community of everyone who is hungry, who is striving to level up, and get the crypto wallet big, fat, and juicy, then you can win in crypto as well. So if you're someone who wants to join my inner circle, who wants to see how we're able to trade in this market while prices are going down, while most people are still struggling to make consistent profit, then check the link in the bio where you can join my inner circle absolutely free for a few days, where you'll be there in our live stream where we live trade, ask questions, learn how we're investing and trading crypto to make profit at a consistent level. And like I always say, if you're not making money in crypto, it's because of a knowledge gap. Like Warren Buffett said, the more you learn, the more you earn. So let's begin learning, level up your crypto, stop struggling, and live your best life. Is this indicator right here called the MACD. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail explaining exactly how the MACD works, but I just want you to know something. Is once you start seeing this blue line on the MACD start to move towards the upside, meaning we're seeing this blue line right here get above this orange line, is typically an indication, hey, prices are leaning towards moving toward the upside. Now, when we take a step back, we can see, look how this blue line has significantly dropped towards the downside. And that's when we saw BTC go from where that $126,000 price range all the way down towards that $60K price range, and ding, it did that massive bounce towards the upside. Now, this isn't an indication to say, hey, yes, the MACD, this blue line is saying prices aren't going to go any lower, because we still have potential chance of seeing prices move even lower because we're still within this range right here. And this range is what I have called the accumulation range. This is the range in which I'm perfectly comfortable buying a little bit more BTC, buying a little bit more Ethereum, a little bit more Solana, but knowing because we haven't reached the bottom of that range, prices can still potentially move a little bit lower. And one of the reasons why I think this is such a big deal when looking at the MACD is that if we look how much the MACD has crashed down compared to the previous bull market, if I mark the low of the MACD, right here would be that range that indicates the bottom of the MACD in the previous bear market. Meaning we saw Bitcoin hit this $15,000 price range and then boom, it ran toward the upside. And that's when the MACD reached this range right here. And now where is the MACD? The MACD has actually crossed that line and has gone down even lower than the previous bear market low. And then when we actually zoom into the MACD to see in more detail what's happening, it seems as if that blue line has stopped moving towards the downside direction, and it looks as if it's actually moving a little bit towards the upside, and it looks as if it wants to cross this orange line. And we know if it crosses that orange line, it's showing bullish momentum, it's showing price recovery. It's an indication, hey, the sell-off has slowed down. There's a lot more buying currently happening. Hence why when we look at our chart, we saw, hey, the month of March was really positive. And the other indicator that I see that's telling me, hey, this might be a good time to be buying a little bit more BTC, start being a little bit more aggressive in their accumulation. And this is insane because this only happens every few years. It's seen that the RSI has reached the oversold category, meaning that we've seen the RSI go near the 30 or even go below the 30. We saw it happen once in 2015 where the RSI went sold. We saw it happen again in 2018 right there. And then for the third time, we saw it happen again in 2022. And now 3 years later, we're finally seeing it happen again in 2026 where we see the RSI went below the 30 under RSI, indicating major sell-off, and it actually did a recovery and it's now moving toward the upside direction. And all of this tells me one thing, that the crypto bottom might be in a little bit closer than we think. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's so many political and geopolitical issues and challenging happening. Yes, I know. But when we focus just on how the crypto market is looking as a whole, it's telling me that, hey, this is a time to potentially look to accumulate some of these key crypto projects. Now, this doesn't mean throw all of your money in, but this possibly mean is start to look and begin your dollar cost averaging at trampoline levels. So when I say trampoline levels, I'm talking about key levels of support. Meaning, hey, if prices hits this range, it has a really good chance of potentially reversing and starting to move back towards the upside. Because the crypto trading that we have been doing in my inner circle, in my private community has absolutely been amazing. And yes, we've been making constant profit. Yes, our crypto wallet is becoming big, fat, and juicy, which we all want. But trading crypto gives you active cash flow. But if you're able to invest in crypto, then you're able to make the most amount of money in crypto, because by trading and by investing, now you have cash flow and now you have wealth building on top of that. I'm going to say that again for everybody who missed it, who's in the back. Trading crypto gives you active cash flow. Investing is wealth building. So combine the two to get your crypto wallet as big, fat, juicy as possible. Now, this is where people mess up when they're actually trying to do this. We know that Mama Bitcoin controls the crypto market. When Mama Bitcoin comes down, all these crypto projects are going to get crushed and then go down even more aggressively. So what that means is when it comes to your crypto accumulation, you don't have to buy your favorite cryptos right now. You can start off just by buying Mama Coin first, just by buying Ethereum first, knowing that even though they might go down, they won't go as low as some of your other favorite crypto projects. And then maybe once you see Mama Coin hit back into that $60,000 price range or that $50,000 price range, you can now look to accumulate some of those altcoins that you had on your list. And once the crypto market starts pumping and everything starts moving back towards the upside, guess what? You'll be in the profits a lot earlier. And if you bought an altcoin when prices were crashing lower and lower and you tell yourself, man, why did I buy this altcoin? This altcoin was absolutely terrible. Because we're so early in the bull run and we know that the bull run typically lasts 3 years, one thing you can do instead of holding on to your alt, you can actually swap your alt into a crypto that's more reliable, that you know has proven itself year over year, that constantly runs up, like your coin or your Ethereum or your Solana or your BNB, because you know, hey, history tells ourselves we have 3 years of prices still moving towards the upside.